the real one team.
Bring your model to life at mcvproducts.net. All right, it's time to get some paint on my 1964 F-100 for the 50s and 60s on Steelies Group Build, hosted by I Need My Garage Time. As you can see, I got a lot of sandpaper out here. I'm going from 400 grit all the way up to 12,000 grit. Give me that super smooth finish on the body before I lay any paint on it. It helps in the future. Starting out with 400 grit. And for me, these Ford trucks are so cool. To me, Ford trucks were my introduction to fishing. When I was about 5 years old, my grandfather didn't own a vehicle, but one of his good friends did, Mr. Ben. And me and him would go fishing with Mr. Ben in that Ford truck. He had the shifter on the column shifter, old school, you know what I mean? Definitely from the 60s. So this group build brings back a lot of memories of fishing with my grandfather and his best friend's truck, Mr. Ben. Now right here I took care of that masking because I'm going to be putting in a two-tone paint job. I'm hitting it with another primer. This is flat red. It'll make sense in a minute. Hit everything with my flat red. Then it's time for my color. At least the first one. So far, so good on that masking. And here's our color by Splash Paints. And this paint is named Autumn Shimmer, but I'm nicknaming it Root Beer. And this is the first application of the quote unquote root beer paint. Got some additional parts to take care of, including that dash. Here's the second coat. That turned out phenomenal. Now I gotta get this tape off here and see how the taping job went. Remember, I bought a lot of this tape at Southern Nationals and I ordered some of it as well. They say to me it's the best in the game when it comes to the tape. I'm going to find out right now. I tell you what, I can't disagree. It's really good. It really sticks to the body without removing any paint, and it makes crisp, clean lines. That's what I was looking for. And I got a couple of areas here I need to touch up, but that's my fault. Just need to put that tape down a little better, but I'm pleased with the results. Let's take care of the bed now. I got everything taped up again. Time for the second color, Rust-Oleum Gloss Ivory. The gloss ivory's been applied. Let's take our tape off. This paint job is a root beer float. You see the ice cream? You see the root beer? Now I'm introducing a third color, Sahara Beige, on that tonneau cover. And this is by Montana Gold, and it's sold at Michael's. I'm using my miniature playing card technique here. to apply that monotone chrome to my badging. Both sides worked out great. Now I'm using my silver gel pen to take care of the lettering on the tailgate. Here goes our 2K clear, my master service. 2 parts 2K clear. One part activator. And trying something different here. 2 parts Mr. Color leveling thinner. I want that clear coat just a little bit thinner. First time I get to use my mixer. And then mixed up crystal clear. My first application of the clear coat. And I did about a total of 7 applications and mist coats. And as I moved up in coats, I got a little heavier each time. Those 4 letters turned out outstanding. And this is the final coat. I'm going to put this clear coat in my dehydrator for about 24 hours at 100 degrees. And while that body is drying, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this chassis. Not a lot to it. As you can see, this exhaust is already attached along with the drive shaft. I'm trying to get a little contrast here. The drive shaft and the rest of the suspension is going to be painted aluminum. And I'm taking care of the exhaust in steel. And after 24 hours, she's out of dehydrator, ready for wet sanding. A little conservative here. I'm going 3000 grit, 4000 grit, 6,000 grit, and then 12,000 grit on that clear coat. And I've been extremely careful with the edges to make sure I don't go through. This is the first sanding. Got everything locked in. This is one of the most important ones. And this is after 12,000 grit. You can see that shine starting to come back. The tailgate turned out terrific. Now it's time for my big 3. Meguiar's Scratch X, Ultra Cut Compound, number 105. And yellow wax, number 26. This is after the Scratch X. You can see that shine starting to come through a little more. Now we're ready for number 105. Easy as she goes. This will cut through as well, so be careful, number 105. And here are the results. Now you can really see that shine starting to come back after the Ultra Cut compound. It removes a lot of those micro scratches. Now we're ready for our wax. Number 26. Doesn't get any better than this. I love this stuff. And this is just after one coating of the wax. Pass the bald head test. The bed turned out fantastic as well. As you can see, I added that floor in there. Now I'm gonna take some time to do my first mock-up. Let's see what I'm working with. Make sure I'm on the right path with this build. Here's our tonneau cover done up, and that's a Havre beige. It's a perfect fit on the bed. I mean, absolutely perfect. Now here's the star of the show, our Steelies. Let me show you how I got here. Started with my styrene, flat black primer, flat gray primer. Then we go to the gloss ivory. And ignore that heads or tails, I didn't use that. Here's the flat black primer. And as you can see, I cut those edges off after the gray primer. And I added my ivory, make it easier to apply it to the tires. Here's those beautiful tires with the white walls. That's all 4 tires and Steelies done. Let's take care of our center caps. This is red craft paint, makes it real simple for cleaning up. Just took one of my Q-tips, took off the excess. And you're left with this nice clean Ford signs. Exactly what I wanted. That's the completed Steely. And here's our first mock-up. Can't you see it? You got the French vanilla ice cream. You got that A&W root beer. And when the two combine, you got that fizz. That fizz you get in the middle. That's that tonneau cover. Love the way that tailgate turned out again. How I highlighted that Ford sign. Didn't make it solid. The custom cab emblems turned out superlative. I'm highly impressed with this splash paint.